But from your home to Theresienstadt was a regular...
It was the trolley.
It was a trolley.
It was a trolley.
Okay.
And that was during the night.
Uh-huh.
No, that was taken during the night.
Okay.
And we were then put on a train,
Uh-huh.
and then by train we went to Theresienstadt.
And how far away was Theresienstadt?
It's 1 hour from Prague.
And how far was it from your home?
I'm just saying, it took us longer because the train had to stop at certain stations so we don't interfere with the regular train thing.
Travel, the train traffic,
thing.
okay.
And so what usually takes maybe 2 hours or something like that, it took us more than a whole day, because at night, I remember, we got up early in the morning, and they took us straight into the Dresdner Kaserne, which is the Dresdner barrack, and that's when they separated my daddy from me.
Were you allowed to ever get off the train from the time you got on to the time you...
No.
So it was... And you had a bucket. They allowed you to have at least buckets to go to the bathroom in.
There was one bucket.
One bucket for the whole train.
No, the whole train.
And how many people do you think this train...
No, I mean that the whole train is 1,000 people and 10
per car?
No, 10 cars.
10 cars. 1,000.
Each one had 100 people.
100 people. So
Yeah,
to say it was crowded would be an understatement. It was packed in like sardines, so to speak. And you had a pack, a small pack, right?
Yeah, we had little suitcases, and they had only so much kilo. They put it on a scale, and if you had more than they permitted, they took the suitcase and threw it back and said, "Go."
Oh, so you
that
didn't get to, that was it. So you took your chances, and
you might as well have it lighter.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, you know it's going to be.
Were you aware that was probably going to happen if you were overweight?
Well, we saw it.
Oh, okay. So so as you were coming up, you're like, oh, we better pull some stuff out, or
That's
see
it.
people.
No, or before that, we already took some things out.
So what did you took some clothes? Very, very small amount. I mean, 2 kilos is 2 kilos?
Very, yeah.
I mean, that's nothing. That's very, very, very minute. And did you know when you were leaving the house?
No, wait a minute, not 2 kilos, 20 kilos.
20. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
20 kilos.
still that's not much.
I know. It's a suitcase and a little handbag.
And as you were leaving the house, did you know that Germans were going to be moving in, and that was it? Did you have a feeling that?
Yes, because the landlady, and thank God that's the only person got a whip from my daddy after the war.
Sure.
She was the meanest woman and was so happy that the Germans moved in.
Really? So she was pretty unpleasant.
Oh God, yes.
Well, unpleasant how? Was she just verbally abusive, or just?
Yes.
Just a nasty
Yes,
person?
and then the store downstairs was hers, and that they sold paper goods for offices and things like that. And I used to always buy their stuff for school, that I needed. Well, I had to stop, and although she had a sign, you can, as a Jew, you can come in between 2 and 3 and stuff like that,
Would they charge more if
No.
you were Jewish?
No.
Okay, so that at least there was something that, not that, and by this time had they seized your bank accounts, your parents' bank accounts and all that?
One after the other.
One after the other. So it was, so you guys were pretty much, and it's interesting you talk about when you left, you knew that everything that you had acquired through your lives in that house was no longer yours.
I found that out after I came back into my hometown.
Okay, so you...
And I went back into the apartment, and an office was there.
Oh.
And they divided the place into 3 entrances. So when you walked in the staircase, there was one entrance, and then they had on the left and on the right. And they were business offices.
No mercy. So the apartment was gone.
From the kitchen, even they made an office.
Jiminy.
So our place was gone, including all our furniture. And there was one thing that I, till today, feel very bad that we had lost, was the dining room.
Oh, what was in
It
the
was a special handcrafted dining room with, it was absolutely gorgeous.
What was it made out of?
It was a dark wood glass, and the special crystal glasses were behind it so you could see it,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. And these were things you were not allowed to even bring because the Russians wouldn't permit me taking it.
Really? Why? Do you know
So,
why? Did they say?
Well, I had certain things that they were permitted,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to bring. I have it, but they are the smaller size.
Mm-hmm.
Anything very large was forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Understood. So you didn't know that when you got back that all of your possessions were going to be gone.
I found that out.
You found that out later.
Now, you get, what do you get? And you get back into your hometown,
Mm-hmm.
and you have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You don't have a sheet, you don't have a pillow, you don't have a towel, you don't have nothing. And 2 days later, you go into the office, into the office of the people, and they hand you 1 cup, 1 spoon, 1 pillow, that because they took it away from the Germans,
Mm-hmm.
and what they didn't took away, UNRWA. The UNRWA is an organization.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the Red Cross, or
Right.
Sure.
And they furnish them,
Okay.
but very limited,
Mm-hmm.
almost nothing.
A lot of people, very little stuff, I'm sure.
Well, and you had to wait hours and hours and hours. And then at lunchtime, you go downstairs. That was an old hotel that they turned into refugee things. And you go down and you get your meal.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a soup and a piece of bread. Every day is the same thing.
Sure. So let's you arrived in Theresienstadt.
I was there twice.
Yeah, you went the first time, and then they.
I was there twice. After Öderan,
Mm-hmm.
I went into no man's land, where you walk for 2 weeks.
That was the Death March?
Death March. And you wound up in Theresienstadt.
Sure.
Now, my father never knew that we have left.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, that was such a surprise when he found out we are still there. But we came through a big merry-go-round, you know.
So you arrived the first time, and you were
Yes.
separated.
Yes.
And your father went over to the Sudetenland barrack, and you were separated with your mother into the.
Wait a minute. The place that you're thinking probably is where is the mountain.
No, in the when you arrived in the very first time, the family made it to the concentration camp the first time.
Yeah.
And then you were separated from your father.
Yeah.
And he went to the men's barracks.
Yes.
And you went to the women's barracks.
Okay, Sudetenkaserne.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
And you went and.
Okay, they put us up, and we all had to do some kind of a work.
Sure. And they
we
fed
were
you that first.
We were appointed to do the work, and I signed up to work on the top of the thing where they built, you know, the protection to protect the city.
Uh-huh.
They used children to work on. We worked on vegetables.
Oh, okay. So you play gardening?
Yes.
Okay. And they gave you a choice of that? Did they say, here are the jobs that are available?
No.